Hey fellow J-Rockers, thank you for joining us, J-Rock News, for our first ever podcast. So please pardon our dust, this is at the time an experimental thing that we're looking to get better at. So if you have any kind of input, please go on ahead and let us know. If this goes over well, we're definitely going to look into investing into some better equipment. And for those of you who have been listening closely so far, you may have noticed Esprit d'Air has released Starstorm, and that's what's playing in our background. So definitely go on ahead and check that out. You can pick it up on iTunes and even watch it on YouTube. Definitely a great track, highly recommended. Go give it a listen. You need more than just this clip. Trust me. Alright, welcome's gay. Like, I don't like it. Okay. Alright, everyone, thank you for joining us today for our first ever J-Rock News podcast. My name's Mazo, and I'll be your host today, and we're going to run through a few topics, but before we get to them, I'd like to introduce everyone that I have here with me today, and first is Edo.
Hey, I'm Edo.
And then we got NBT.
Yep, I'm NBT here, and Gazette is my favorite band.
Okay, and we got Nexus with us as well.
Hi, I'm Nexus.
We also have Sizz here.
Sizz here, yo.
Okay, great introduction, Sizz. Yeah, tell us.
One of my favorite band. Oh my god, at the moment it's Arurukan.
Oh, okay. I can't say listen to them extensively. And following Sizz, last but not least, is Ziggy.
Ooh, hey. If I'm not eating cake, I'm listening to music. That's all you need to know.
Hey, that's the life, alright? So, now that you're familiar with who's here, I'm going to go on ahead and jump right into our topics, starting with the biggest stories we've had so far this month. We've taken, some kind of traffic data to kind of bring this to you, and first off is just Miyavi in general. He's just doing a lot of stuff. I mean, he announced his world tour. He was in a fashion show recently. The big thing for me was he did a cover of Post Malone's Rockstar, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, I'm not into that whole genre of music, Post Malone's genre, that is, but just the way Miyavi really mended it into his style was really nice. I mean, like you said, I wouldn't listen to Post Malone, but just Miyavi's take on Post Malone.
Yeah, I agree.
On point. Yeah. And then, so the world tour, though, I mean, so far he's only announced dates in parts of Asia. I mean, I guess that's his world. Or is that not okay to say, But I am hoping that he does announce more dates. I mean, have any of you guys seen Miyavi before?
Yeah, that was like a really long time ago.
Really long time ago.
I think I saw him in 2015 in Vienna.
Oh, that's not that long ago.
Yeah,
everyone's seen them then, by the sounds of it.
I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen him. When did I see him? 3 years ago. But because I missed him. But yeah, he always comes around to Europe and America, and he's really good at touring. Like compared
definitely.
To a lot of Japanese bands and things. I guess he's got the setup anyway. But yeah, he's really good with dates.
Yeah, the last tour I saw him on was it was something. I can't remember the name. It was something with Asia because he was touring with two other groups. It was Slot Machine from Thailand and Kiha and the Faces from Korea. And I got to say that was a really good show that they all put on. I mean, I was not interested in either of the other two bands, but Miyavi, bringing them in front of me really actually got me into them. I've been kind of somewhat following them since then. So I really like a lot of stuff he does. I mean, again, he's doing a lot, even all the humanitarian stuff we've been seeing from him. Yeah. He's just doing a whole lot.
Yeah, did you guys see the chat he had with Sunita for the UN, was it UNHR?
No, you posted it everywhere, but I just totally ignored it.
I'm not about humanitarian things. Screw it.
I saw a bit of it, but I've already seen his stuff on Instagram and all that. So it's okay, cool,
Yeah.
Really
what was it about?
So he was just chatting with someone who he collaborated with one of his recent albums, I think. So he was just kind of talking about just kind of peace in general, really, and the state of the world.
Yeah,
so they did it in English.
Yeah, it's in English.
Oh,
Okay,
cool. Yeah, when he performed in Anaheim is where I saw him, which was a very small venue. I was actually surprised by how small it was. Like, if I wanted to, I could have easily grabbed Miyavi's ankles, drug him into the crowd, and then ran away with him. But it was a
Not do
super
that.
small venue, and yeah, no, I wouldn't do that because our reputation. Right? It was a super small venue, and like partway through his set list, he kind of gave like a small speech, and then he did a cover of. I want to say the song is called "We Are the World," and it was nice. I mean, it's really nice to see. Like, he really has a good heart. He's not like.
Wait, are you talking about "We Are the World" by Michael Jackson?
Yes. Yes. I want to say yes. I'm gonna look bad because I don't know for sure because Michael Jackson is like a legend, but you know that's kind of one of the things that I'm so into Jrock that I don't really know other like big artists too well even.
You know, like every gig like he gives, I'm pretty sure he gives like there's always a speech because I've seen him twice now or 3 times, and he always gives one speech about, you know, wherever you are in the world, you know, I'll be here. Wherever.
Yeah, that's the
one.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was
So-
it was great.
Probably right.
It was a really nice touch for sure. But you know, I think that's good on Miyavi right now. I mean, yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff, but he can't take up all the time because he's, you know, gonna do more eventually. But from there, you know, another big story we had was DEVILOOF, who is one of my personal favorites right now. They just got a new record deal. They got signed to a division of Danger Crue, from my understanding, 9th Records.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so, and they also announced that they're going to be releasing a single in spring, which I will definitely be ordering and doing a review for everyone when that comes out, because I know everyone reads those. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so Ryo from Girugamesh was supposedly working with their upcoming album, so...
Supposed? He's not?
no, he is.
Oh, well,
he did the
yeah.
mixing
Allegedly.
for
Did.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, it's out
Devil's
already.
Proof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Devil's Proof. Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
So
it's
he-
their freaking name, right?
So he done
I
the
need to get my
mixing.
facts ready.
He done the mixing for their recent album. Yeah, and I don't know if he's gonna work with them in the future, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've become really good friends with him. And actually, one of the readers commented, Emilio Taylor was his screen name. He said, this is probably, you know, Ryo's doing, which I really agree because Girugamesh
Yeah.
has a history with Danger Crue, and we're
Yeah.
really seeing these guys hanging out a lot, and Ryo's really doing a lot in production. So I'm wondering how much we're actually going to see him like actually doing music, and how much we're going to see him really backpacking bands to success.
And can I just say that Danger Crue is like it was one of my favorite record labels. It's got Unite, it's got Cloud, it's got Sonic Death Monkey. They formerly had Girugamesh, you know, and they've had a very good run as of like recent years. So
Yeah, they had a good run. They had a good run.
No, I said no. They've still got this good run. You know, they've got the bands, I believe, and they're just really good. I love them.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the article. I think Zahn wrote that one, and he was mentioning how in the past they had Sid and L'Arc-en-Ciel signed to them. And then I've always heard it pronounced Muku, M-U-C-C.
Yeah, Mark.
I think it's Muku.
But yeah, so I mean, they've had some really big deals signed to them, so that's really good for DEVILOOF. It looks like they really have somewhere to go. But another thing that kind of popped into mind when I heard this news, you know, when you see an artist jumping around between record labels and they get bigger, I think of around the time Polka Dot Stingray got signed to Universal. I mean,
Yeah.
Zahn, he loves them, and he expressed
I
some
mean-
concern that maybe Universal would pervert the Stingray into being something other than what they truly are.
I mean, it wouldn't be surprising though, would it?
I think Polka Dot Stingray are probably in a different kind of like situation because obviously it's a major label.
Major.
Like, you know, they've got, and they're that kind of band that would be on a major label. I think
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
with like DEVILOOF, I think it's fine because they're with other VK bands. So, you know,
Yeah.
and they've got that. And because because now they're on that label, I feel like they'll release a lot more
Mm-hmm.
because it really what is it? Not influences, but it really encourages them to release more.
Yeah, I can see that. I still have my concerns because, I mean, DEVILOOF, even this last album that came out, Devil's Proof, I was so worried that it was going to be like this light cookie-cutter VK stuff because Purge was just so damn heavy. It was perfect. It was everything I was looking for, aside from my super depressing Nagoya-kei stuff. I needed something angry and just out there, and that was DEVILOOF, and it still is DEVILOOF consistently. And as I said in my review, Ryo is he just mixes and masters this stuff amazingly. It's all just it just makes sense. It's like a really good bowl of soup. It's like all these different parts, and it's just perfect together. So I really hope that they're able to keep doing that, and that they don't just start pounding out releases like some other bands we've seen, not going to name names, that just kind of fade into nothing. At least from, our experience and what I've seen, is that these bands, they pop out of nowhere, and they have a few good releases, and a lot of times they just fizzle out, and it's just like, but you were so good!
Yeah.
Alright, and
They just like fade into obscurity and they're gone.
yeah, exactly.
Even though they're like, sometimes they still exist, but only in this like zombie form. And it's so sad.
With like just the bassist and a drummer and no vocalist or guitarist. I mean that happened to Death Gaze. Their vocalist left like in the middle of a tour, I think.
Oh, that's
And there's a video of one of their shows where they're just playing without their vocalist, and fans are into it, but it was still a little bit sad. But I'm gonna go on ahead and move on to our news with KAMIJO. So KAMIJO is doing a collaboration with Hatsune Miku, and I don't know how to pronounce this collab. It's Moi-même-Moitié.
Moi-même-Moitié.
Oh, there you go. I mean, from my understanding, it includes mana, and they made a dress, and it's a damn nice dress. But the price tag on that dress.
Oh, that's if you're familiar with
That's
Moi-même-Moitié, you wouldn't even be surprised about
Yeah.
the price of the dress, because it's like among the Lolita fashion brands, Moitié is like on the top expensive end, and seems this Miku deal is doing them good. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Miku will get a lot of eyes on you, and I think she just had her, I want to say 10th anniversary, maybe 15th?
That's correct.
10th? Okay, so she just had her 10th anniversary, so she's in everyone's hearts and minds again. Bless her soul.
And I think, obviously it's good promotion, but I find it so, like, kind of weird that KAMIJO and Hatsune Miku are collaborating. Like, it's so, like, for
Yeah, I
me,
agree.
I'm not that surprised, because KAMIJO, ever since like in 2012, Versailles went on hiatus. He's been doing like really good for himself. Like he's done some stuff with major artists. Like he hangs out with Yoshiki a lot, and there was the stuff where he, I think, performed for the wife of the Japanese Prime Minister
Oh, geez.
and
Okay.
other stuff. So I'm not that surprised that he's doing something more mainstream. Now KAMIJO is doing big stuff, and he's literally pitching projects to Mana to jump on collaborations with him, so Mana doesn't fade into obscurity all the way, only slightly.
yeah.
But what is the reason
Yes,
for
he-
him actually doing a collaboration with Hatsune Miku? I think it's kind of like random that he does that, because I haven't really seen any like interest for Hatsune Miku when it comes to the Versailles community. And
Yeah, I
Such
honestly, I don't have any idea either.
yeah, it's just
You
me
say-
opinion.
I'm just
You guys say that, but didn't Yoshiki do that collaboration with Hello Kitty?
Yeah, but
Well,
Yoshiki's
does
Yoshiki. I
everything.
mean,
Oh,
he's
you're right.
an enigma.
Does everything, so yeah.
He's an enigma. I mean, if he can go to the
Is
moon,
that-
and you'd be like, ah, fucking Yoshiki.
isn't Yoshiki selling like crackers right now or some kind of
Yeah,
snack?
something like that. I don't...
Yoshiki is selling crack.
Spicy crackers. Spicy
No, crack.
Anything to me,
what it
MC,
is,
man.
what it is exactly, but yeah, he's selling some kind of food.
Isn't that an old thing? I thought there was like a
don't know.
recent news where he was on this game show talking about crackers. Like
Yeah,
a really high-end one.
that's
And
true.
he kept eating them and eating them and eating them, and then somehow it made it so popular that the department store that just sold out because people saw him eating,
That's
like
it,
just
yeah.
binging on these crackers.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I
He knows
remember
how to market them.
He knows how to market anything. I mean, the guy is a business genius. I mean, there is no disputing that.
He will sell you anything.
He'll sell you your
you
own
need
liver.
It all, just give it to Yoshiki. He will sell it.
Well, then maybe that's what KAMIJO's trying to prove, that he can also just sell anything, but it might not be working as well, so...
I don't know, I'm actually kind of stoked for this. I like it.
I remember, back in the big Versailles days, I want to say big days, but who knows. It was around just a little bit before Jasmine actually passed away. I was talking to a classmate at the community college, and he was like, "Have you ever heard of this band Versailles?" I was like, "Yeah, dumbass. Like, they're old." And it was pretty crazy because he was only into like punk, really. I mean, he was into like Wednesday 13 and the Addicts, stuff like that. And I was really surprised that he was asking me about Versailles. I have no idea how he found them. So
yesterday, I accidentally met somebody on a Facebook group based on some random metal band, an American metalhead. He likes the cassette.
Yeah, I mean, the Japanese rock scene just kind of, I don't want to say weasels its way into people's hearts, but it does in a way. I mean, you have these people who are hardcore fans of like their Western genre, but there happens to be a band that just clicks with them, and that's kind of why I feel a lot of us.
What I've heard about Versailles is that they are not really that big in Japan, but like everywhere else outside, they kind of big. This is the same thing with like BABYMETAL. You go around that man Utah. If you guys seen that guy on YouTube, he went around and asked people if they've heard about BABYMETAL, but almost no one heard about them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it's kind of difficult to say like no one knows about them because I mean they did play at the Budokan, and that's like you don't play at the Budokan for nothing. So I mean, there's that. So I don't know. Maybe he was in the wrong places. I don't know. But
actually played like for 2 days as well, so they did sell out a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think it just depends on what kind of people you ask with, because once I saw a video where somebody was asking random Japanese people on the street if they know who Gakt is, and most of them didn't, which is
I'm glad
totally
you brought
unexpected
him up because he worked with Mana in the past too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like this guy's just making legends.
Yeah, like Mana creates legends, and then he like sits at home and plays video games all day and does literally nothing.
Hey, that works. I mean, I think I remember even an interview where Mana, he doesn't talk. He had Gakt talking for him. He just whispered into his ear. And it's just like, back when Gakt was
everybody's
a
Mana's
boy.
bitch, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Mana won't bother talking, like you talk for me.
Fuck this.
Like, why would I do
shit.
that? I have people for this shit.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know if that's enough of KAMIJO because you could never have too much, but I'm gonna go on ahead.
I think we should like at least summarize what kind of collaboration KAMIJO's doing with Hatsune Miku, because I don't think we said that. What KAMIJO's doing with Hatsune Miku is a musical release. It's a single that will come out on March 21st, if I recall correctly. And it's tied to his upcoming full album. The single will be called Sang Another Story. And it will feature Hatsune Miku, so if you want it, go get it.
Okay, so should we move on?
Yeah. I was gonna move on to a bit of like, definitely sad news is the passing of Kogami from BABYMETAL's band. So for those who don't know, he was one of the guitarists in the band, and he passed away at the start of this year, which is pretty terrible. I mean, kick off the year with death. I mean, that's definitely not good. And I mean, I know for sure he left behind his wife, which that's also terrible. I mean, you find your life partner and then they're gone.
Well.
He's got 2 daughters. Okay, yeah, that's
That's even more sad.
yeah. I mean, it's just not good.
How did he die then?
It's so from I think Edo, did you write this one?
Yeah, I wrote this one. So he was basically, I guess, on top of some really tall hill to stargaze, and he just fell off the platform. He just fell off the platform, and he was taken to hospital. And after, I think, I'm not really sure at the moment, but he was taken to hospital, and then
from the 30th to the 5th.
His
so
health
December
deteriorated,
30th.
and then eventually passed away at the age of 36.
Oh, that's not a lot.
Super
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing's not really uncommon either. It's kind of interesting because it'll happen a lot on cruise ships. You know, people will go down to the deck at night and, you know, stargaze, and because there's not as much light out there.
But they're
and they'll
drunk
fall over.
probably,
They're not always drunk.
She's trying to suggest this guy was drunk.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying people on a cruise. If they go out and like...
I don't know what cruise you're going on. It wasn't like that at the Disney cruise. So I mean, he did a lot of interesting work for sure, being in the BABYMETAL's band. I know he's done some other stuff. There's really some awesome guitar playthroughs you can see in Edo's posts that are definitely worth checking out. I mean, he's a talented guitarist, and he will definitely be missed. But you know, there's not too much I have to say on that one. If anyone else has anything they want to add.
I just want to add that Leda from from
Paris Design.
Zane. Yeah, I forgot the new band's. Okay, anyway, so he's also in BABYMETAL. So they're
Really?
on the same level when it comes to like technical guitarist.
Oh my god, I didn't know that actually. That's interesting.
Yeah, so he was a really great guitarist.
And I think Leda left like a little comment on his Twitter as well, saying, you know, I'm sorry that happened and whatnot, and yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've had our somber news. I mean, but an interesting story is something that I've seen NBT and Edo collaborating on. I mean, everybody gets in a little bit, but you guys have been really carrying this story. It's not necessarily a story. It's pretty much introducing everyone to a really important figure who is, you guys have given him the nickname Oyaji.
Well, we have
No, it is self-given.
Oh, that's his own nickname. Yeah, you're right. I've
Yeah.
seen it in the articles. He's the Oyaji. That is true. Seiichi Hoshiko, and he's been the founder of quite a number of Visual-kei magazines, and even credited with coming up with the term Visual-kei.
Yep. So he was kind of inspired by Hide from X Japan, and together they kind of like, well, Seiichi Hoshiko took Hide's word and kind of like molded it into his own words, and
because he felt bad about it, right?
Yeah. Well, so we called Visual-kei at first Visual-kei, but then people kind of like started shortening it, and it became Visual-kei, and now it's like VK. But,
Yeah.
Eventually it will just be K or something.
okay.
I mean, that kind of makes me think of Hide and
Okay.
his, he coined the term lemoned. That was one of his things.
Oh, okay. Damn. Didn't know that. But yeah, that man is a legend. Like, honestly, I would like... He also takes pictures of like newer bands and older bands. I think that's what he's known for.
I know,
also
he's in everything. I mean, it's
on his
crazy.
Twitter. And it's
Like,
just...
even if you think you haven't seen him, you totally have seen him
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes.
Him and his 2 thumbs up.
Yes.
I think there was that Hakue pic where he's there with those 2 girls.
Yeah.
I mean, that was... Man, that old man. But there's a good photo gallery of all of these in one of the posts about him that really talks about a lot of his accomplishments. And then there's also the interview that was conducted with him. We were helped out by V-Star Promotion to actually land that one, which is really nice of them to help us
shout out
out.
to them.
Yeah, huge shout out. I mean, that's that's something I hear on the radio a lot. But I mean, in that interview, there's even a segment about how he got X Japan and Motley Crue in the same room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah,
cool.
that's super cool because a lot of times when I've seen a lot of Japanese bands being interviewed, specifically I remember Suicide Alley interview where they were asking them who their influences were, like freaking all of them, Motley Crue. And I know Hyde from Vamps, L'Arc-en-Ciel, and Hyde solo work is definitely a fan of Motley Crue. I mean, he did that cover of Livewire. Personally, I think it was better than the original. But
Among the people influenced by Motley Crue is Mana, actually. Mana
Really?
from Malice Miser. Yeah, I think he has said in one interview that it was the first concert that he has ever seen, Motley Crue, and he has liked them since like his early teens.
Mm-hmm.
He was really into them, and still is, I think, because he often wears Motley Crue t-shirts and stuff like that. So that's pretty unexpected for somebody who doesn't know Mana or doesn't know him too well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that caught me off guard, but they are definitely one of the most influential bands around.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder how they made themselves present in Japan. I mean, back then in, what, the 80s?
The 90s, I think.
90s?
No, 80s. You're right, 80s.
Well, it was because of their visual look, because they were kind of like glam-ish too, so that's how it resonated with the Japanese people.
Yeah, probably like, look, that's Gaijinix Japan, let's listen to them.
Okay, and you know, if you want to check out any of those stories, of course they're all on our site. Definitely give a look at all our stuff on Seiichi. I mean, it's just super interesting, that photo gallery like I mentioned, and then the interview actually has a second part coming pretty soon. Hasn't come out at the time of this recording. Maybe it'll be out if this recording gets published, but definitely check it out. A lot of giggles there. So I guess we're going to move on to our next segment, which is things we think maybe you may not have heard about. So the way things are going to go here is we're going to bring up stories that we've kind of come across but really haven't had time to devote a whole page to. It could be something short or it could be something long. I mean, not everyone has to have one here, but I'll just go on ahead and start with I was talking to everyone here earlier, something that Nexus posted about a model, again, sad news, who passed away. Her name was Patra. She was a model and DJ as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sad news, but you know, I feel like that should be out there because she seemed like she was doing some really interesting stuff. I did peruse her Instagram and really liked a lot of the stuff on there. It was kind of
she noted she does work. She worked alongside Plastic Zooms. So.
Oh, there we go. I did see Nexus put that as a note, and Plastic Zooms is pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
Right now, in December, Malice Miser's first drummer, they had for like only a very, very short while. He also passed away, which was very sad. Cool people keep dying. Please stop.
I know. I mean, it's not gonna stop. Everyone has to die.
That's how we end this podcast.
Like,
Everyone has to die.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it, bro.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully nothing else happens this year. You know, it's only been the start of the year and stuff is already happening. I mean, it happens every year, and we can't avoid it or anything like that. So we just it's still January, end of January. So we'll see how the year goes. You know, still got a lot
not looking good,
through.
man. Not looking good.
And that is as you may have heard, they are celebrating their 25th anniversary lately. I say lately because they have been doing it for a while. And the final performance of the celebrations of the 21st anniversary will be next September, when Mana will be hosting a performance where the ex-roadies of Malice Miser will come and sing for the band, which will of course star only Mana, Yuki and Koji, and one of them will be KAMIJO. So if one of your dreams in life, as mine has been to hear KAMIJO sing songs of Malice Miser, definitely go check that out, because I'm already said I can go.
Yeah, I mean,
next September.
Pretty cool.
Next September, yeah. Just elaborate, that is next September.
Next September.
Yeah.
Like 2019 next September?
No, this September. Sorry.
Okay.
This September 2018.
Yes, 2018 September.
So we're gonna look at our social media. So something that I've kind of noticed is a lot of times we'll put stuff out to people, and we get a lot of your responses, and they're always great and hilarious. And other than if you were to sit there and read through everyone's stuff, you wouldn't see it all. And also you wouldn't get kind of our input. So recently we put out, what would you call it, like a assignment? To see who could come up with a good change to a band's name by only changing one word. And there were definitely some interesting ones. I had some written down, but I swear they're gone. I thought I
have some
them.
written down if you want.
I'll put this link here on the side you can click through.
Okay.
Like I I literally have a list written down on me right now. I'm looking at it. So if you want me to start again.
Alright, I've only got one, so let me tell everybody my favorite. It proper cracked me. The acid black churros. That one. It came with a picture. This person put effort into this, and I was like, I actually fell off my chair laughing. This is amazing. The best thing I've ever read 2018.
Stop exaggerating. What's that?
Oh, it's changed my life.
So talking about churros, I actually like the one where it said lynch, but then they changed it to lunch.
Oh yeah, you can change that to anything.
And on that subject, somebody put pinch, but actually, it's funny they say that because last year they were having their countdown live, and I think they had like a band of free roadies, and they were called Pinch. And they performed on stage and everything, and it was just like you can see some. I think you can see some of the previews on Husky's Instagram. But he has the one of the roadies just singing his heart out. It's really fun.
That's pretty sweet of him.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any more?
Yeah, Ziggy, did you get any?
I had one. Mine was Dada Rumba. For
That's pretty
then I
good.
just imagined them all like dancing to the rumba. That was pretty cute.
I thought the vacuum cleaner, you know, the one that kind of goes around on the floor, a little robot.
Oh, the Roomba.
Yeah, I was
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Oh my god!
They'll be
Yeah.
cute.
Mine was the classic JRN Gay. Like,
Oh.
I don't know if anyone actually
I-
posts that one, but that one every time that one always comes into mind.
Like dozens of people posted ones.
Yeah, it was. They're like
that.
5 times.
Yeah, so I mean that one's easy. I mean if you Google
This
them, I
guy's-
think like one of the first images is JRN Gay, and it's like them from like the macabre period, and it's just mean.
yeah. There's a lot of buck tick related ones which cannot be said on this
Ooh.
podcast.
Wait, no, say it.
Yeah, do
I wanna-
say it.
It was like buck dick.
Oh no!
Lots of licking and lots of dicking and lots of
Lots of
Sort of
licking.
group tick as well. So
Noise.
it's like,
Nice hot dicking.
Since it's children enjoying this. Oh, sorry, Nexus. Did you have what names do you have?
yeah.
I picked like 3 that made me laugh. One of them is like mostly playing on the element of surprise. It's just like Versailles Philharmonic guys. Which when I read it, just made me laugh.
I mean, I think that's a lot with the delivery there.
Yeah, you're just gonna say like Versailles Philharmonic guys. Really random. So there was one that made me laugh really well, like a lot.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And then the third one that actually made me crack up was Nocturnal Butt Lust.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I always
Sensing a theme
I
here. You
always
sure
call
you're
them
just not
like-
into yaoi?
Lusting for butts.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wait, all the time. I always call that like if it's not Nokobura or it's not nocturnal, but bloodlust is always nocturnal fucklust or some like really rude, awful way of saying their name. But they're cool guys.
I feel like this is so inappropriate to say, but like several years ago, me and my friend were joking, and somehow it came up that we started calling Nocturnal Bloodlust just Cocturnal Sucklust, and it's stuck. And now we call them that.
See, there is a theme there. I knew it.
Stuff.
We'll find a way.
A little warning sign.
So warning, just put like Pikachu sounds over it when I'm talking or something.
So, NBT, do you have anything?
No. I mentioned mine before when Edward was talking about churro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Yeah, I don't have any to add actually because that was my favorite one to be honest.
Lunch. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, so
Yeah, it's like a
good.
typo almost because the Y and the U is next to each other.
Exactly. Could do punch.
This guy's
too.
doing homework.
He's looking at his keyboard.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the readers for doing
Where
your
someone
homework.
said-
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys. I mean, we wouldn't have all these laughs without you. And we wouldn't have anything
There
to
is
write
actually
about.
like one more that I like, and this one came up with Dude in Grey, which is 2 words, but I found it really funny.
Dude in gray. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so since we're closing this up, it is now 2018. I mean, it's the beginning of the year. I just wanted to go through and see, as a way to kind of close this out, if anyone has basically a wish list for this year, what they want to see happen. Doesn't necessarily have to be for J-Rock News, but for J-Rock in general. And
I want to see an ex-Japan album.
Jokes, we got him.
The eternal wish that may never come. I don't know.
I don't know. In like a recent press release, they did kind of hint at something coming out soon.
Oh, like the other one?
In like 2020 or...
I don't know.
It's becoming Evangelion
2018,
3.0. Or wait, 4.0? Yeah, 4.0.
Yeah, but when we interviewed Yoshiki, he actually said that he recorded most of the drums already, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think just have a soundtrack of drums though.
That's not for album release.
I mean...
we were talking earlier about how Yoshiki can sell you anything. He could sell you that.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
Drum albums, yeah.
Why not like a piano album?
He did that already.
Yeah, he's done something like that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one yet.
There's 2 albums of that, just on piano and orchestra.
Alright, it's time to do the drum one then.
Time to do the drum one. I don't know what more wishes I have in 2000. It's so early on.
Oh, come on, you gotta have some.
I mean...
Dream of
I'd love for Second Action to release something and then come over to Europe. They don't seem to... There's a lot of bands that I follow, but they just don't tour anywhere outside of Asia. It's really frustrating.
I mean,
Yeah,
try living in
talk
America.
to me about that.
Yeah. And if they do tour, it's always an odd tour. Like, I don't know.
We're
It's
going to
weird.
Poland.
Yeah. Or,
One
like,
shirt in Poland.
or
Yeah.
go to Budapest or something like that.
Hey, I live close to these, alright?
Oh, that's fine.
I like that.
Middle of nowhere? Yeah. I mean,
Mazel, did you have any?
I definitely have a lot. I mean, mainly I just like all of my favorite disbanded bands to come back, but that's not gonna happen. But
man.
I'd love for DEVILOOF to announce something in the U.S. I mean, I feel like they would really hit it off here. I think they could definitely get a fan base going if they tour with the right people, if they get the right kind of promotion, because that heavier style, I mean, especially among the younger crowd, is really popular right now, and DEVILOOF
But they've
does
been
it
working
so well.
with V-Star Promotion lately, so and V-Star Promotion has seemed to turn their heads to Europe right now, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see more in the US. Actually.
But I
So-
don't care about you. Like, yeah,
That
definitely.
is really mean.
I would love. I mean, V-Star actually put something out not too long ago. It was last year, but they're talking about if anyone has any way they could potentially help them get a band to their city and how they could do it and kind of get into contact with them. Obviously, I didn't get into contact with them because I'm nobody. But I mean, that's really cool. They're really looking at getting their artists everywhere, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely number one wish, DEVILOOF in the States. Opening for Dear Grey, maybe? No. But but yeah, definitely it would be great.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, opening for Dear Grey with headliners, you know, including Dear Grey and I don't know, maybe Gazette off to the side. Just
It might
everyone
be a
good.
little unreasonable.
Just
When
everyone
was
good.
Darren
one
Gray's
show.
last world tour actually? Sorry.
Oh, don't even start with me. That would be number one, but I just don't even want to think about that. I haven't seen them in a few years. Like, I don't know the exact number because I don't like to think about it, but I haven't seen them in a while, and it's killing me. Like, every day I'm dying.
Everybody has to die.
Yeah, and it's going to happen sooner for me if they don't bring themselves over here. I mean, they've been doing some stuff. You can't deny it. I mean, they released their best of album, Vestige of Scratches. Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna comment on it, but I like some of the tracks on there. But I want them to come back, definitely.
I I think for me, predictions for 2018. I think definitely Aruru-kan will release an album this year. That's one thing. Obviously some band's gonna come back, but I don't know which band would be the most likeliest. You know, every year there's a comeback, and it's just amazing how it happens. Lynch will definitely release an album or a single this year, definitely, with Akinori coming back, bassist.
Oh yeah.
Who was previously arrested. Marijuana possession.
That happened to a drummer for L'Arc-en-Ciel way back when. I don't know if it was marijuana, but it was possession.
Yeah, it was definitely marijuana. I think so. Sakura of L'Arc-en-Ciel, but he's still doing stuff. So you know, yeah. Apart from that, that's it for me, really.
All right, NBT, you got anything for us?
No, I'm good.
Oh, nothing. You don't want anything to happen.
I got one.
I got most of the stuff that I wanted last year, so I don't have anything in mind right now.
Just more expensive posters being bundled with CDs.
Yeah, I got. Well, okay. I want an actual release from Egoist, because the one they released just now was just like a best of album, and they just threw in a bonus track that they had like recorded on a spontaneous occasion. So that was it. That was the only new track.
Yeah, see, I feel you on that one. There's a bit of sting when it's a best of album and just like a little bit of new stuff.
Yeah.
Looking at you, dear Andre. Nexus, you were saying something?
Yeah, I got a wish. It's probably never gonna happen.
Alright, rub the
I got
lamp.
two actually, and one of them I'm pretty aware that it's never gonna happen, and that is Rifurichi coming to Europe, which that's never happening.
Wait, what?
But
band?
the other one that actually, what?
Repeat
band was
the
that?
name of the band.
Rifurichi, my favorite band.
Oh, okay. Lift.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally
LIPH,
nobody knows how to read it, so I just
LICH.
read it.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, cool.
She read the
I
kana.
say lip.
But
Honestly, I say
Yeah,
lip.
I said Liplitch as well.
I always
Yeah,
say
I do-
Lift.
I think it's Liplitch, but I don't particularly like that pronunciation, so Rifurichi is better.
I think it's
Japanified. But since that isn't happening, there's another that's more likely, and that would be if Pretty Please Mana-sama would stop playing video games for a while and just release something, because there hasn't been anything since 2010, and I would like something, please.
I like to think he's just like, I think it's Kentaro Miura. Just, he's got all these fans just like, please,
Yep.
write something. He's like, nah, I'd rather play Idolmaster.
But please release something, no. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's what I want from life.
Anyone
Well,
else got any
maybe
wishes? Oh.
Mana will collab with a computer game or something. So
Yeah, I would love that.
that'll be the next best thing.
I mean, we do have
Like,
Hatsune Miku.
release some video game music or something. You would like that? We would like that. I would buy the game.
He'll be in the next Nier.
Ooh, I would like that.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Oh, I would love it.
I was more pumped up about having a new Nier game. That was it, not the music actually.
Oh, now you're pumped about the music, though. Trust me. Okay, so I guess is that everyone's wishes? We don't have any more wishes.
Nah.
All right, I'm gonna put the genie lamp away, and we're gonna go on ahead and close this up. So just for everyone who's stuck through to the end, thank you for sticking through to the end. If you even did, like I said, if.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, definitely thank you,
Wait.
and hopefully we can try and make this a more regular thing. It's just gonna take effort on our part, but definitely if you have any recommendations, comments, this is going up on YouTube, post them below, or post them on the actual post on our website, jrocknews.com. So this has been Mazo with his Sis, Edo, NBT, Nexus, and Ziggy, and again, thank you for listening.